Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another all-new episode of The Crowning Achievement, the show where we knock out some of the ins and outs of some of your favorite esports personalities. My name is Fire Blaster, and I'll be your gracious host through this journey of tribulations and trials and stuff like that. So we will go ahead and get our next guest on. Give me a second while I go ahead and give them a call. Hello?
Hello.
What's up? So, today's guest is known for being one of the best Midwest characters in this current region. Uh, Best known for KO punching a lot of different people and being one of the best Macs in the world. Please help me in welcoming our guest today, Kwaz.
Hello. It's a pleasure to have me on the show. Thank you for having me, Fire Blaster.
Yeah, I appreciate you being on. It's one of those things I like to spread the wealth a little bit, have a lot of different personalities, a lot of, different characters, mains, a lot of different, TOs, stuff like that. So it's, the pleasure's all mine. Let me go ahead and get the arena started, and then, if anybody in the Twitch chat want to jump in, I'm sure Quaz would be more than happy to throw hands with anybody that would want to be in the chat if you are available.
Dude, these hands are rated E for everybody. You want games? Come get games. Now is the best time.
But I'm probably just gonna go random because I'm sure my YouTube watchers are getting tired of seeing K roll up to this point. So let's just go
Hey,
random
man.
for the.
If the K rule works, the K rule. I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. But so it's HH42P.
Alright.
Once he gets in the arena, we will start the interview. Well, once we start the game, then we'll start the interview.
And then what's the code?
65. It's an easy one to remember.
Alright, let me make sure I've got Mac. Alright, I've got everything, so we're good to go.
Alright, cool. Alright, so let's just start from the beginning. What region are you from? I personally know you as for a very long time, but for the people at home who don't know you, what region are you from?
I'm from the Midwest, but more specifically, I am in Nebraska. Currently, I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, which is basically Nebraska's prime prime region, which is basically where majority of Nebraska events happen. We do have a scene outside, about an hour west, called from Lincoln, but the only real events that happen there are a local that we tend to go to once every Wednesday.
Oh, that's cool. What event is that, by the way?
That's our event called Panda's Corner. It is hosted by our Lincoln TO, formerly known as Nebraskan, or as he goes by now, KDB. And we have all of our events and information available on our Facebook page at Nebraska Smash Ultimate if people were wanting to take a look at that.
Nice, nice, nice. And when did this esports start for you? When did that all come about?
I first started competing in tournaments in Smash 4. My first tournament was in March of 2015. Where I ended up going to this tournament at this place at like this little hidden shack where we did. It was a Smash 4 tournament, but they also did Melee and PM there. Where my first tournament, I played more than just Mac. I played 5 characters. I had 5 mains when I first started playing competitively. I used to play Mac, Link, Falcon, Greninja, and Shulk, but they all kind of fell off every now and yeah. I made top 16 at the event, and I still remember laughing because the only reason I made it out of the pools is because I beat somebody by countering Sweet Spot Knee with Shulk while in Smash Monado. And it was just one of the funniest things I still remember of just being like, all right, that's how I make it out of pools. That's how I make it out of pools.
That's pretty funny, actually.
I know, right?
Like, honestly, that's something that, as long as I've known you, I didn't know that about you. So, what inspired you to start playing in esports?
Honestly, I love video games, and the fact that I've always wanted to see what I could do with this and see how far I could go. I've always been a competitive person at heart, so I've always wanted to see if there's just something out there that I can do with this and push myself to another limit. So that's something that's always made me want to look at this and go, "Oh, I can do that."
That's fair. That's fair. A lot of people have different drives, different motives, and stuff like that. So it's nice to see somebody that has like a different type of ambition for this game.
Right.
All right, let's see. What are you known for up to this point? Like, what would you say like you could stake your claim? Obviously, I have a good idea of what that would be, but
Well, I am the Mac that people think of when they say, "Oh, you mean peanut, right?"
Yeah, because for the people at home who aren't aware of Peanut in our Smash community, he just started in Ultimate, like was relatively unknown person in Smash 4, but like in Smash Ultimate, like just had this breakout and people were like, "Who are this? Who's this Mac main?" And apparently, they keep confusing, you know, Quaz with Peanut, which is funny.
I don't blame him. He's successful. He's got the success and he's got everything. But I'd probably say my claim to fame is being the Mac that makes you scared of your two little Mac in pools.
All right. Yeah, let's see. What drives you to succeed in the community? Is there any like particular drive or anything like that?
My drive to succeed in the community is just knowing that if I get is the idea that if I get better, I get more friends. And if because top players tend to have a lot of popularity, and whether it's real or not is fine. But
Hmm.
what matters to me is that they get looked at, they get noticed, and they just have that attention and eye on them. And that's something I would love to have. I don't feel like I could ever have enough friends in my life in this community.
That's fair. I feel the same sentiment is one of those things like you know, being welcomed, feeling like you're welcomed is definitely a nice thing. And then if you have people that you can turn to, like for me, for instance, Censored's been one of them big guys that if I need somebody to turn to in the community, I definitely have one of those. So like it's always nice to have those people that you have friends with, and then the people that are like your steady pulls in the ground. Like, hey, those guys are gonna be there regardless of what's going on.
Right, and I get that because sometimes you just want to go where everybody knows your name.
Right, exactly. All right, we're before we start this next friendly, we're gonna play a game.
Oh boy, I love games.
All right, so you're gonna have 3 minutes, and I'm gonna give you some prominent players that are in the Midwest. You're gonna tell me if those players are overrated, if they're underrated, or if they're where they're expected to be in your opinion.
All
So
right.
whenever you're ready, I will start the clock.
Oh,
All right. So the first person that we have on our list is Pika.
um, underrated. This guy is going nuts right now. This guy is going so
Yeah.
nuts. It's amazing what this guy can do when he just picks up a top tier and learns how to play it. I definitely feel like that because nobody knows how to fight Kazuya yet. He's gonna take that matchup experience and run with it. So I think that he is on the come up and he's just gonna keep going up at this point. I have no doubt he is going to just run shit in the near future.
Ragnarad.
I think he's right where he is. I think the guy has a good head on his shoulders from where I've seen him and what I've seen him do. We've gotten a few coaching sessions here and there where I've learned a little bit about him and his play style. And the biggest thing I think he needs to focus on is that in order to go to the next step, he needs to stop focusing on look good and needs to focus on get good. So that's where I think he's right where he is.
Right? Xenarose.
I think he is right where he is. Xenorose is definitely someone that could have uh, could have had a big breakout moment with Kazuya, but I believe that they wanted to take the safer route and play Sora, which I don't blame them for. They want to play who they want to play, and I support them wholeheartedly. And the fact that they made our PR was a good starting point, and I want to see them succeed in everything they do.
Right. Noir.
Noir, right where they are. I think Noir's a great Mario player. I've played him a few times in doubles, but haven't had the chance to fight him in singles. So I believe that Noir is definitely right where he is, and just is a very solid, competent Mario player. But I can't really say a lot about him because I haven't really seen a lot of his playstyle. But from what I've heard of him and what I've seen him do, I think he fits just where he is.
That's good. Hot dog night.
Definitely underrated. Uh, hot dog, hot dog's biggest thing is that he doesn't travel a lot out of state,
Right.
but once he gets the ability to travel out of state and get those experiences and get those out of state W's, I think he's going to be doing numbers. I think he's going to be making moves. I think he's going places because if because once more Nebraska players start traveling, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah, Linus.
I think I would say overrated. I would say that Linus is definitely a good player, but I believe that sometimes the Midwest tends to get hyped up more than it does.
Right.
And at this point, Linus is great in doubles, but in singles, I would say not so much.
White Fang.
Definitely, I would say right where they are. White Fang is definitely a very solid Ridley player. At Ridley Aegis, I believe they're going by now. They're very strong, very competent. Their game is phenomenal, and I think if they learn how to play their neutral, everything else will be fine. But at this point, I think where they are is perfect for them.
Okay, we had one more. The timer just stopped, but I'm gonna put it in anyways. Censored.
Overrated. Overrated.
Yo.
Overrated as a commentator, overrated as a player, overrated as a person. Get out of here, man.
That guy's great. All right. Where did your love for Little Mac start? Oh God, you were just talking about Kazuya, but
ironically enough, I was actually going to play when Smash 4 came out. I originally had my sights set on being a Mega Man player.
yeah.
I know that's not a timeline I like to think. Trust me, the irony is not lost on me. But honestly, I have loved Little Mac since I saw the reveal trailer. I love a character that's able to hit hard, hit fast, and is able to just say, "This is skedaddle skedoodle. I now control neutral whenever he wants." Sure, the cons are pretty glaring and obvious, but I mean, that's what you take in a relationship. You got to make the good with the bad work.
Yeah, and you clearly have gotten kind of known for up to this point with your Mac. Like, oh God, I cannot play that character. But yeah, it's cool to see that you found your niche back at the beginning of Smash 4, and you've just kind of ran with it. Because I know with a lot of people up to this point, with a character where he sits on the tier list, would be like getting frustrated and wanting to change characters or like move off of them completely up to this point. So that takes some willpower.
Yeah, it definitely requires you to be stubborn as hell if you wanted to play Mac and stay with it, because you're gonna have to learn how to take a lot of L's, because this is not a character that's going to see success immediately. Trust me, I've been doing this for 7 years, and even then, I'm still struggling to find success with this character. But I'm willing to admit that I'm stubborn enough to work through the good and the bad, and hopefully pray that something comes of it.
Right. Yeah. I mean that's when you're a character main, it's one of those things like you have to have that hope, because if not, then if your character is not the best, you're gonna have some issues.
Oh, wait, hang on. You want to see something stupid on this stage? You want to see something stupid?
Sure. Oh my God! Why? Why?
If I side B like right on the edge of the angle and I side B, it just launches me. So I just go, yeah!
Too bad for Lil Mac mains at this stage is no longer legal. Like it was legal
Cowards.
for a little bit,
I know.
Which
it was
is
so cool.
yeah, it was cool. I bet you. How many times did people actually like let you come to the stage though?
More than enough because everybody's too busy banning WarioWare.
Oh
Because
yeah.
we ran that for like 3 months.
Oh my god. The WarioWare days. I don't know how many times I cheesed people off of that.
Good times.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go off stage to edgeguard him. No, you're not. I'm gonna edgeguard you, and you're dead at like 20% off of a blunderbuss. Like, like people are like, this is bullshit. I'm like, yeah, it is. But you let me go here, so it's one of those things.
Right? You're the one that let me come here. I don't know what you're complaining about, my good sir.
All right, let's play a dream scenario. You
All
get
right.
to go against any person at any tourney, anywhere. What would it be, and why? Give me some of the reasons stepping me through this dream
Uh,
scenario of yours.
I want I want the run back versus. I want an actual offline set versus Peanut because currently, in the 2 years of Wi-Fi that Peanut and I have met and or known each other and played,
Mm-hmm.
we have done 2 first to 10s and that have been streamed, and it is currently 1-1. So I would like the offline set to be the tiebreaker between us and figure out who's actually good at the Ditto.
Yeah, the dittos are kind of disgusting. Like one of those
True.
things.
I will want to not be alive for the entirety of that duration, but think of the content.
What tournament? Like is anything that this is a dream scenario, so.
I would probably want it to be at SmashCon or Rise and Grind, just somewhere like a big event that we could either get this on stage, or we could end up just like having this VOD reviewed for money.
I think Rise and Grind would be perfect if that way we can make that happen because not only is it a Mac playing a Mac in a tournament, but it's a Mac running the tournament.
Oh,
So
I know. The irony of Cag running this tournament is not lost on me. I love Cag. He's a great person, great friend.
yeah, and he's willing to go above and beyond for pretty much everybody. So that's good on him. Shout
Such a
out to
good friend.
Cag.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Cag.
that speaking of the Mac community, it seems like back in the Smash 4 days, you guys were kind of a tight knit group. Is that kind of like how it is now, or like is it like you guys doing your own thing, or how's that going now?
For the mid to low level max, I would say that yeah, it's kind of one big happy family. Whereas the top max, like Peanut and I, kind of just we relatively do our own thing. But if we ever have matchup questions, we do tend to hit each other up and say, "Hey, do you know what do you normally do in this matchup?" Or like, "What can you tell me about this matchup?" Because I know Peanut will do that for me. Peanut recently just hit me up for uh match of knowledge when he had to play kept at Pound recently.
Mm, that matchup
So
sounds like a nightmare.
it was in Smash 4, but I don't think it's that bad in this game. I think Villager got worse in this game, or at least the matchup got better for Mac in this game. Because Ultimate System is so much better for Mac than Smash 4.
Yeah, I could see that with the air dodge system, you being able to side B, and oh, we're back at Blaster Dojo,
I,
but
I, I love stage.
we had some crazy interactions on Saturday when I interviewed Knuckles up. Like there was a glitch apparently, so if only the top half of the stage is broken, you'll get sucked into the stage.
Oh yeah, I know that.
I didn't know that. He
It's
didn't know that
funny.
either. But let's go ahead and we talked about some of the positives. With everything that happens in life, there's always positives and negatives. What are some of the things that you would like to change in the community, or some of the things that you've seen that need to be changed that like are just like red flags to help make this community a better place?
Um, something I would like to see more is personally I want to just see more of like actual positive talking within the community because I personally feel like that people are more willing to shit on somebody. It's easier to like shit on someone and say they don't deserve something rather than just look at them and say, you know what, you got it, good stuff, you did it, good job, buddy. And I think that that kind of breaks my heart because it feels like there are genuine people that work their ass off to get something in this game,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes they don't get the credit. They're just they just get spit in the face and said, "Nah, do that," or as Tony would say, "Nobody cares. Work harder." Right? But that's not. While I understand the sentiment, sometimes I would rather just I'd rather acknowledge it because if you otherwise it just develops a really toxic mindset of just believing that your accomplishments are nothing in the end. When in reality, you do gotta appreciate the small victories here and there.
Yeah, I would say that is a great sentiment. Like, honestly, like I don't know how many times I felt good about like a placement or something, and I'm like the relative like 2-2er at best, 3-2er, and like you get those PR wins or you get those like beat people that you never would normally beat, but you beat them, and then you like they brush it off like it didn't happen. Like that's kind of stuff that he's talking about. Like that happens quite a bit where people get those kind of like small victories and they're not celebrated enough. So like I can see where you're coming from.
Right, and that's exactly what I mean by that.
Ah, I'm dead. I don't know why I was trying to mash.
All right, so I have now killed with 2 Mac throws.
Just won't kill me with up throw.
I can arrange that. I mean, I can arrange that.
But yeah, now that we got the negatives out of the way, probably the funnest question altogether in this interview is the marquee question, right? The reason why I decided to make this I don't know what you would call it, a web series, podcast, whatever you want to call it. There's lots of words for it. Is the crowning achievement, right? What would you say your crowning achievement is? It could be anything. It could be a big win that you got, a big tournament placing, something in your mind that, hey, this is what I put on my head as the crowning achievement because, like, everybody has something that they're like optimally proud of or something along those lines. What is your crowning achievement?
I would have to say I have my crowning achievement is I have two things that I could
Mhm.
pinpoint as that, and the for ultimate it would be my first big out of state placement or my first like real success with
Mhm.
Little Mac, which was getting top 90 or I got 90 or yeah 65th at Big House going
Mhm.
solo Little Mac, where I was the only person from Nebraska to make it out but just had a great time doing it. It was my first time getting out of state at an S tier event or getting out of pools at an S tier, and it was something that really broke like the barrier for me that if I that this is something that with a lot of hard work and dedication to the game, it's something I can consistently do. That event was just fun in general. But really that was just the one thing where I was like result wise I was so proud of myself for being able to do that because I've always been like stopping one place short or like
Mhm.
or always being never like just always being so close but never getting the cigar and just wondering am I really capable of doing something great or can I really do anything with this character and being able
Mhm.
to crack the Bane brackets and going from that point on, that was the starting point of when I was able to start cracking actual brackets for other places. And that's what I wanted to tell myself that this is something that I am capable of doing. I am strong enough to actually make this, and I am a good enough player
Mhm.
because I am an amazing Little Mac player. I'm an amazing Smash player, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else I can do with this character.
Yeah, it's one of those things I could definitely see it, in the glow up. I definitely knew you were a good player when Smash 4 was a thing, but like just the like potential like when you started traveling more is like one of those things like you could definitely tell. So like that's a cool thing. We're gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and we're gonna do a couple more questions and then we're just gonna call it. I have a question for you about obviously your static partner right now, which would be censored. When did that come about? Like what? How did that come about? And why did you guys pick up the name N.E Woats? Like I've heard that name,
Okay,
so like.
okay. So All right, all right. So Alex and I are we've kind of just became static out of normal because I would always go over to his place during the Smash 4 days, and me and Alex and a bunch of or such and a bunch of his friends would
Hmm.
always just play doubles together, and so Alex and I were always on a team together. How the name came about is that we went to a tournament. We used to travel to Minnesota monthlies when Josh ran them. Uh, and one time we didn't have a team name, and when Josh was asking for team names, because Minnesota likes to have team names in their or like for doubles, and we didn't have one. So Josh ended up coming up for us the N.E Woats, and I was like, you know what? I like it because we are probably some of the most annoying and lame people in Nebraska to fight. Who wants to fight Mac and Samus, bro?
Yeah, honestly, especially in a doubles team, like just one approaches and doing all the damage, and then the other guy's just gonna sit back and charge
And if
shot and just help if he needs to.
exactly, and then if I get bullied, I just get a charge shot to come out of nowhere and just be like, "Stop it! Stop roughhousing! Leave the Mac alone! I need him."
And you guys have had some decent placings as a team, haven't you? Up to this point.
Yeah, we've had a few good placements here and there. I'd probably say our best placement though is ninth at low tier city. 2019, we got ninth at Paradigm Shift. And then we've gotten fifth to seventh anywhere at our most recent events because we keep fucking running into Skittles and Scar in bracket
Ouch.
because we make top eight and immediately run into Skittles, Scar, and winner semis, and I'm just like, why? How many times do you have to do this?
It always sucks. Like you have the same teams over and over that you run into.
I
It's like,
know. I was just like, I am going to throw a chair at somebody. I am upset.
right. We're gonna go ahead and use this time now to open up questions for anybody that's in the audience. If anybody has some questions for Quaz, this would be a great time to go ahead and ask him. You know, anything you're dying to know about his character, about him, anything like that. This would be the time.
I'm open to anything, although if it involves my taxes, I will be pleading the fifth.
He's like Yoshi, but he's better because you know Yoshi
Exactly.
fed. Okay. Uh, Racked wants to know why you're so cute.
I don't know, bro. I was born this way. My mom thinks I'm handsome.
I love Racked. Shoutouts
Oh,
to
I know.
Racked. He's just like we found him on the Mario Discord, and then like he's just come out of nowhere and like just consistently just become part of the community now. So
He just.
what are taxes? He wants to know
I
about your.
found. I found him on the side. We found him on the street. Can we keep him?
He's like the stray cat or dog. Oh my god, the internet just decides it wants to poop. That's what's gonna suck. We got a big interview with somebody that's overseas. What next week? Yeah, next week, and it's gonna be one of those things. Let's hope the internet doesn't decide to just poop in the middle of it, because
That's all right.
he's gonna be staying up for it. It's actually Verum. So if any
Oh
of
shit.
y'all know who Verum is, I know Quaz knows who Verum is because, you know, he's a Smash 4 vet and he been commentating for years. But like, yeah, we got a lot of exciting people that are gonna be coming up on the show in the next week or so, week 2 weeks, and then we got a huge one coming up at the beginning of the month. I'm not gonna spoil anything yet because I'm gonna make them a special trailer, but let's just say they're some people just don't really like this person in the community. Let's just put it that way. It's gonna be fun.
Well, I'm excited for you, man. I look forward to it.
Yeah. Do you have any future events that you got coming up that you want to promote at this time?
I'm looking. I'm currently hoping to attend Combo Breaker. I have plans for Double Down. And I'm looking also at Warp Zone in June, Rise and Grind in August, and Riptide in September.
Nice.
And that right, I've already got a lot of Smash planned out. It's just a matter of getting there that's the issue. But hopefully, I've got something in the works that is going to make that a lot easier for me in the future.
That's cool. That's cool. Do you have any advice for players, fans, casters, competitors out there that are watching this video on YouTube right now? What would your advice be to those kind of people? Like the newbies, the people that might not be where they want to be.
It's okay. You're going to get there. No, trust the process is just the biggest thing. Trust the process and enjoy the journey rather than the destination, than anticipate the destination. You gain so much just from the journey itself that if you only focus on what your end goal is, you're going to skip out on so many things. I'm here just because I want to have while I want to be the best player I can be, I also want to have fun with this game. And while I understand that the two don't like to interact with each other, they can at certain points. So my advice would be, if you have fun with the process and just let it happen. If you force it, it's just going to go wrong. I always and if people always have questions about anything related to Little Mac stuff, I leave my DMs open for them. My DMs are open on Twitter, Discord, and I offer coaching sessions on Medify. I want to see Mac players get up to the level I am, because I'm not going to be playing this game forever. It's a sad truth, and I would like to leave this game with a successor if I'm going to be 100.
Right, I could feel you on that. That's good sentiment. From where my perspective, I'm not a top player, but I'm getting there in commentary, and it's one of those things that I think if when I started commentating, that if I had like my big goal aspirations and decided to like just focus on that and not focus on the little things, I wouldn't have met a lot of the really cool people that I've been through and met up to this point. Like you get friendships and stuff like that that'll go way past this game, even after this game's long gone. I'm sure a lot of these people will still be your friends.
Exactly. Because if you build the foundation just through the game, you're gonna leave the game with so much more than you originally had. And I think that's the important thing to focus on, is that I have so many friends now because of this game. And I have that there this is going to outlive that the friendships we've made are going to outlive this game and probably live into the next game. And I am beyond excited to see what we can do with those.
Oh, I screwed that up. Do you have any shout outs or anything you'd like to promote at this point?
Shout out to my parents. Shout out to my parents. I love you guys. You guys have been great to help me. Shout out to the Nebraska Smash scene. You guys are the greatest people in the world. And shout out to my boys at the Smash the Homies community. You guys are the reason that I want to keep playing and just have been such a great inspiration for friendship lately. I can't imagine what you guys have done for me, and I can't thank you enough for what you've given me.
Yeah, in small communities, a lot of people like want to crap on the smaller communities. Just because you have a smaller, tight group of people that come and play the game doesn't mean that you know it's a good. Like might not be the best thing for when you're trying to get better as a player, but I think it's in the long run a lot better for people. It's a lot less toxic, if that's the word that I might be looking for. Like when people are just looking for results and not looking for, that companionship.
Exactly, but I'm out here making friends. I'm out here making friends. Then we making the cash.
Right. Where can we find you?
I am available on medify.gg/Kwaz. I am available on Twitter at the Magician, or I'm also streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/the Magician. My Discord is all or my information is always available. My Twitter is always open for DMs, so if people have questions about them, I can. I usually try to answer as soon as I can about this information,
Hmm.
because people like to ask questions to get better with Mac, and I just want to help them get better.
Right, right. And yeah, I think that's a great sentiment. Altogether is like, from my perspective, as long as I've known you, Quaz. So for a little bit of background for you guys at home that don't know, the relationship that me and Quaz have, I was playing Smash 4 and he came to one of our tournaments, and I had heard things about this guy, and I was like, oh, he's just, you know, a Little Mac player, you know, he's probably stuck up or whatever. And he sits down with me, and I'm at the streaming setup, warming up the stream guys that are doing all the testing and stuff. And he sits down and starts playing friendlies with me. We start chatting it up and having a good time. And then he starts talking about how Pac-Man bodies Little Mac, and this guy proceeds to two-stock me every single game that we play. But like, I don't know if you remember that or not, but I definitely do.
It was funny.
You're just like, yeah, you know, Pac-Man bodies Little Mac, you know, no big deal. And then I turn around and you're like, you're bodying the crap out of me. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, makes me realize, you know, yeah, Mac does some stuff, even though he's considered a low-tier character.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But before we go, in case you guys didn't see our episode on Saturday, we actually have a preview video for you guys to watch. So if you guys want to stick around and watch this real quick, it's going to be short and simple, and then we'll outro right after that.
All right.
Behind him, another Hadouken. Click keeps on jumping in response to those, and Icon has adapted.
Oh,
goodbye.
no. We'll see you later. Hey, get him out of here. Get him out of here. He's done.
That is right, my friends. People at home that don't know who this guy is, it's Icon, Chicago's current #1 player, making waves at some of his majors that he's just now finally getting to travel to. He's going to be a guest on our show on Friday. That's going to be a fun one. Thank you again, Kwaz, for your time. We greatly appreciate everything. Look forward to more interactions with you throughout the years for as long as this game's going to be around and further. My name's Fireblaster. You can catch me on Twitter at Fireblaster65. You can catch me on YouTube. Let me get that URL for you guys real quick, because you have to have 100 subs before you get that special URL. We are about 1/10 of the way there, so we're getting there. You know, time is growth. It's one of those things. We'll get there eventually, but I'm not in any rush. But if you guys can drop me a subscription on YouTube, it is completely free. My name's Fireblaster again. Thank you so much. We look forward to tomorrow's episode, which is Kimona from Texas. Thank you guys, and hope you have a fantastic rest of your Monday. Thank you guys.
Good one.